Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of WYTPod, the online community for e-commerce entrepreneurs and business owners. And today we have the co-founder and CEO of Brothers Nuts, and his name is Caleb Majors. Caleb, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Mark, I'm doing well. Glad to be on here with you, and glad to share more about my company and just about our mission. So
Terrific. Thanks for being here.
absolutely.
So why don't we jump right in, and just so the viewers can know a little more about you, would you mind sharing a bit of your background with us?
Yeah, like we were talking about kind of offline. I'm 20 years old now. Me and my brother started this company when we were about, he was 13 and I was 15. And this kind of goes into, our story a little bit, but, background wise, our family always grew up healthy, eating healthy, eating the right way, eating the right foods, sleeping the right way, exercising the right way. And all that changed when my father, chiropractor, actually ranked number one in the entire U.S. At one point, and he came down with stage 4 brain cancer. And so, the way we ate, the way we exercised, right, we were doing it right, but completely changed, overnight. And so, with that change came our company, the start of our company, our mission of our company. And that's kind of, a little bit about us, attending Indiana University here. We'll graduate in about 6 months with my bachelor's of business administration degree. So get that thing knocked out as fast as I can. So almost done with that. But yeah, going back, just always been, not only myself, but our family just growing up around health, growing up around, doing the right thing. And one, key, quote I would say that, just I live by and, I've learned is just, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So that's kind of a motto and, a mission statement that, we've lived on and I've lived by.
That's one of my favorites. It's weird. I just saw that related to a basketball game,
Hmm.
a short time ago. Like the 76ers, they were missing all their starters and they beat the Brooklyn Nets. And that's exactly what the guy said, word for
Yeah,
word.
it is very true. I remember, going back to, a little bit about my story, you know, when my parents would put me to sleep when I would say, between 5 and 10 years old, I remember saying that quote to me, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. When they put me to sleep, and, when I was 5, that happened. And now, I say it to myself when I'm 20 and now I'm going to sleep. So it's definitely stuck with me. It's something I definitely live by.
That's how to parent. That's good parenting.
I won't take that credit. I'll have to, I'll tell the parents that's kudos to them. So,
Right. Well, your kids will credit you later in life, I guess, when the time
yep.
comes.
When the
Uh,
time comes.
yeah, great story, man.
Thank
And
you.
I would say that your vision is definitely praiseworthy, and heaven knows we need more healthy food in our society. There's a lot of evil food floating around out there, and very little understanding of nutrition. I mean, people just don't know,
Mhm.
and it's really sad. And I understand all of your snacks are 100% USDA certified and organic. Must not have been easy. Can you share some of the challenges that you faced to get this off the ground and how you overcame them?
Yeah. So to answer your question, our products USD certified organic, gluten free, dairy free, non GMO, vegan friendly, keto friendly. You name it, they're it. And all those are definitely 100% hard. Some are harder than others, but none of them are easy. And in the process, right? We initially, when we first started, we were just making them in our kitchen, selling to friends and family. Not right, not sanitary, not safe. Not following all the the safety codes, not having nutrition backs, on the the bags. And
Yeah.
so, about 3.5, 4 years ago now, we took a transition from just the kitchen to a factory. And so, in that process is where, man, we learned so much. So many things
Yeah.
we knew were coming, so many things we had no idea what to do or how to overcome it. And so in that process, we got all those certifications and making our product be able to be on a grocery in a grocery store on a retail shelf, being sold to hundreds and thousands of customers just walking through the store. So through that process, one thing I would say is any process you're going through where you don't know what's going on, ask the people around you that have done it already or know, what they're doing, or just help you guide you through that process, make it a little bit easier for you. And that's what we did. Friends and family that, were business owners that, had started companies, that had sold companies. We were like, hey, what do we do? Because at the age of 50, we were probably, 16 and 18 at the time. Had
Yeah.
no idea. I had no idea. So we went to people around us, asked us for help, asked us for guidance. He kind of, pushed us in the right direction. And long story short, definitely worked out in our favor.
Outstanding. And I've heard that so many times. I mean, the entrepreneurial community is warm, they're welcoming, they're supportive, and they're all ready to give help and support, and they want to see others succeed. So I really love this community for that. So
Absolutely.
it's a
Yeah.
great space to play in, you know.
Yeah.
So you started out in the kitchen with your mom cooking stuff, right? That's what I read. That's
Yeah.
the first thing you have is the cheesy almonds, is that right?
That is it. Number one flavor that we started with, most popular that we have to date still. And like I said, it started in our kitchen with our mom making, in maybe like a 10-cup bowl, and just hand mixing it, with a large spoon. And now they're in huge drums of 150 cups, and big mixing machines, mixing it for us instead of by hand, because I think our hand would hurt if we were doing it by hand still.
No kidding. That must have
Yeah.
been an exciting moment the first time you turned out your batch from the manufacturing plant. You must
You
have
know what?
partied after that.
Something we learned in that process was, you know, when we got that first batch, we're like, these don't taste the same. And if you
Mm,
think about it, going from a 5-cup batch to a 500-cup batch, it's probably not going to taste the same. You're going to have to add more, or some aren't going to get the same flavor as others. So actually, that first batch came out, we're like, we were happy that we got the first batch, because that's the first time we didn't have to sit in the kitchen and make it. So yes, and then we tried it. We're like, man, we got to change some things. It was again another learning experience, another learning curve that you know we got taught in the moment, kind of, that we
yeah.
didn't expect. We expected, all right, perfect, these are going to taste great. They'll be on the, bag them, ship them out to all our customers. And it was like, all right, you know what? We have to go back in, make some tweaks, make some edits, to the flavoring, to the process in general, to make sure they're tasting like they should.
Right. So how many batches did it take to get back to the original flavor?
I would say there was probably the first 3 batches. We weren't trying as they were making, so they would make them, bag them, and then we would try them. Like, dang it, like, oh, man, we should have. And after, probably after the first 3, we're like, all right, when they're making it, someone, from our team is going to be there on the line. So our mom, we call her the CFO, Chief Flavor Officer, and
Nice.
so because she's our ideal target market, and if she likes the taste of it, more than likely other people are going to like the taste of it. So that is why, she goes in, tastes it, makes sure it is, to perfection. It tastes, explodes with flavor. And then she'll
Yeah,
go, thumbs up, green light. Now you can bag it. So I would say after about 3 or 4 of those, kind of mess up batches, not messed up, but just, not perfection. We
sure.
were like, this is going to be solved this way.
Well, who better to do it? She's the original chef.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
Yeah.
she squared you away on that. So is
She,
that your
she
best-selling snack, or is it some other thing that's taken over now? What's your best seller right now?
The crackle cheesy almonds are still to date number one, bestseller. People just love, love, love the fact that they're dairy free, but you get that,
Yeah,
cheesy flavor. That's hands down. It's super simple with just, sprouted almonds, olive oil, garlic, sea salt, black pepper, and nutritional yeast. So 5 ingredients. That is it. And they just explode with flavor. And people are like, man, and one thing we hear all the time is, well, I don't want to eat healthy because I want to enjoy what I'm eating. You know, I get it. If I eat, all these greens and broccoli and bird seed and dirt, it's healthy for me. I get it, but I don't enjoy it.
dirt.
And
Okay.
that is where we come in. We're like, no, no, you can snack, right? You can eat healthy and enjoy what you're eating. And with our company, you get best of both worlds, and that's something we strive for, in every batch that, is made.
Man, can I tell you something? I love almonds, and I don't know how this is going to sound to you, but I have the exact same recipe that I came to on my own. 'Cause I
Oh,
put,
really?
yeah, I put yeast flakes in my salad. I love that
Hmm.
cheesy flavor. It's really good.
Yep.
Salt and pepper, obviously, and olive
Yep.
oil. I eat tons and tons of EVO. So I get
Hmm.
the almonds, I toss them in a bowl, salt and pepper, the flakes, and then I roast them in the oven for like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
And
it sounds pretty close to our.
so
We use a dehydrator, but yeah, it's
amazing.
pretty similar. Yeah, that's funny.
So cool. Like if I'm lazy, it's just the salt and the EVO. But yeah, the
Hmm.
yeast flakes really make it. So what's your
Yeah.
personal favorite? Is that your favorite snack, or do you have something else you like?
Actually, it is. I do love those ones, but I would say if I had to pick one thing out of all of them as my go-to, it would be the spicy basil pumpkin seeds. Um,
Yeah.
the kick, not too much, not too little. It's right in the middle. So your nose isn't watering, but at the same time you're like, well, are they even spicy? And so those would be probably my go-to. I just enjoy those the most.
I think the pumpkin seeds are like the healthiest seeds you can eat, like healthiest of all the seeds and nuts, all the selenium and everything they have in them, right?
Yeah,
So
pumpkin seeds are definitely, they're all super. Don't get me wrong, all the nuts, all the seeds are super healthy, high in
yeah,
fats. But pumpkin seeds, especially for men as well, when it comes to just how they process and break down in your body, definitely definitely
yeah.
a key one.
And men of a certain age as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yes,
need the
yeah,
I need the pumpkin seeds. I have the pumpkin seeds every day. Good stuff. So whatever you're doing, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's all right up my alley. I'm gonna get some of your stuff.
yep.
So now my next question is like, what's your core market? But you already said it. It's people like your mom, I guess, right?
Yeah, just because when it comes to our products, they're not cheap, right? These are all organic ingredients. These are the best of the best, processed ingredients. We don't skimp on anything. Um, from the sprouting process to the flavoring to the dehydration, to the bat. Like we don't skimp at all. And so the price is $1. It's I would say not on the expensive side, but it's where healthy food where it is. And when you go to
Yeah.
the grocery store, when people are searching for snacks online, you know, most kids, look at me, my age, most 20-year-olds aren't going to be like, oh yeah, I'll spend $10 on, this large bag of, they're not going to. They're going to be, oh no, I'll take the bag of chips for $2. Um, and so that's when that's why you look at, example, our mom, our target market. She's buying the food for the family, right? She's
Yeah.
stocking up, the kitchen, the pantry, making the kids lunches, etc. And
Yeah.
she usually has more income than the 20-year-old. So that is why we target, or not target, but that's who we
They
our demographic.
gravitate towards you, I guess, right? Yeah.
Absolutely,
Makes sense.
absolutely, yeah. So that is why, going back, if she likes it, more than likely, the people that are buying it off the shelf are gonna like it as well.
Sure. And let's face it, most 20-year-old kids think they're going to live forever. They don't even think about their health at all, you know. So
Man, you just read my mind. I thought I was
yeah.
gonna live forever.
Yeah, so that's why we need our moms. We always
Yep.
need our moms to take care of that stuff. I still do. All right, cool. So finally, Caleb, is there any message or any pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share with our entrepreneurs who are looking to get into the e-commerce game?
Yeah, what I would say is, be ready for, pivots and changes. Especially, we went from a more basic website to, more complicated with subscription model and, just looked way better, better formatting, better platform, etc. And so, just in that change alone from, one website to one website, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. We had a plan, we knew what wanted to go and how we wanted it structured, but just curveball after curveball after curveball. Oh, no, that's not possible. Or, yeah, that's going to be, extra, 5 grand to do that. Well, you didn't budget that, and you're like, no, it's not that important. So, we don't need that. And so, as an entrepreneur, change, being ready to pivot at all times.
Yep.
And then I would say another one would be, it's kind of, generic. and basic, but just don't quit.
Yeah.
I like, there's many times in our, just in the, well, we've been in business for about 5.5, 6 years now. Of course, the first like 3 years, it was more of a hobby. When we had time, we'd work on it. In these last 3 years, being in 100+ stores, growing our e-commerce, etc. It's actually a business. But then, there's many times where, throughout the 5 years, let's say, we're like, this messed up, bad month in sales. Man, like, how do we get new customers? Oh, this person doesn't like the flavoring. And you're like, man, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I shouldn't do, maybe this isn't, because it's hard. Like, as it is, and the listeners know it's hard. Especially, with your
Right.
first, with it, they compare it to raising a kid. I've never raised a kid yet. But in the future, I guess I'll be able to compare it. But
You are a kid, bro.
I know taking the step out of it. But like I said, just don't quit. Keep going. If it's
I think your
something,
horse is definitely in front of your cart. I would say
yeah,
that. You're
yeah,
doing good
no,
there.
no, thank you. It's just it's if you look at, anything that's worth it, anything that's hard, anything that's good at the end, you know, through that process was not easy. If you look at
Right.
anyone successful, anyone that's grown a huge company, anyone that's had a huge impact, every step they took, problem, oh, distraction, good, bad, every single one. You can't name one that's without it. So if you're
Sure.
dealing with your business, you probably should be dealing with some problems, because that means you're growing, right? That means you're expanding. That means you're making an impact. That means you're taking it to the next level. So those are a couple things
Yeah.
I would say.
If you don't fail once in a while, you're not trying hard enough, I guess, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Good
Exactly.
stuff. Well, I mean, having, I went to your website and I saw your story and what inspired you to get started in the business. And I'm sure that must give you strength all the time,
Yep.
and if you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it, you care about it, it can get you through the tough times.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's a story we've heard from a lot of entrepreneurs, and I'm glad, to hear you reinforce that. So good stuff. I mean, I'm really impressed with what you're doing. I want to get my hands on some of your snacks as well, so I'm going to go in order for sure. And I wish you all the continued success in the world. And thanks a lot for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye
Have a
now.
good one. Bye.
You too.